Hello and welcome to a millinery video. My name is Ilona, I am a milliner based in London and this is my recreation of Jackie Kennedy's inauguration hat. If you're interested in how a hat gets made, I'll link to that video in the card at the top right. This hat is based on Jackie Kennedy's hat that she wore to the president's inauguration in 1961. So while we're here, we might as well touch on the history of this hat and the outfit that Jackie wore. Just remember, this is my preferred styling. There is no right or wrong way, just whatever works for you. So let's open up the wardrobe and get started.
Jackie herself said, "Pearls are always appropriate, so that's where I'm going to start." I know this is counterintuitive, but I think it's more fun and luxurious to get dressed while you're already wearing your pearls. Next, the makeup. It's the 60s, so it's all about the eyelashes. I have hooded eyes, so cat flick eyeliner doesn't work for me. Instead, I just lightly darken my crease, making sure to blend it out. I skip eyeliner completely and go straight in with the lashes. Today, I'm wearing number 008 from Eyelure, but I prefer the 007. They look a little more natural. We'll come back to the lipstick later so that we can match the colour to our outfit. The best Jackie hair tip that I can give you is to have short hair. If you have long hair, you can wear it in a bun at the nape of your neck. I personally have a vintage midi haircut which helps with the roller curls. As you can see, I'm not using heat to achieve the curls and also no hairspray or any other kind of fixer for that matter. I do have a secret, but I'm not going to give it away just like that. You'll have to like and subscribe and put a request down in the comments below. Once I've unrolled my back section, I'm going to use my natural bristle brush to brush out and smooth any frizz. Then I'll unroll the front side sections and brush out again. The two front center rollers come out last and I brush that section back and let the curl ends fall to one side.
Let's talk about Jackie Kennedy's outfit on the inauguration day of the 20th of January 1961. So, why a pillbox? Jackie apparently didn't like hats. When she was no longer the First Lady, she stopped wearing most hats. Pillbox hats are great for anyone who isn't sure if they can carry off a hat, although in my opinion, anyone can carry off a hat, anytime, any place. What makes a pillbox so special is that it doesn't have a brim, so you don't have to worry about knocking something over as you walk past it. There's also a much smaller chance of a gust of wind blowing your hat off of your head. Not having a brim also means that the overall weight of the hat is lighter, and as Jackie herself observed, she could forget that they were there. Speaking of wind, apparently it played a large part in the fashion history of this hat. Halston, the hat's designer, explained what happened on the inauguration day in an interview.
It was a rather windy day, and she put her hand on the hat, and it ended up to have a dent in it. And so when during all the ceremonies, it had a dent in the hat, and everybody who copied it put a dent in it, which was so funny.
And I can see how easy it was to put a dent in it as I'm wearing it right now, and it's not even windy. The bulbous shape makes me want to constantly pat it down and wedge it onto my head, even though I know it's staying put because I put a comb on the inside. That's some cutting-edge living history I'm demonstrating here. Now, was Halston the designer? There is some controversy here. The designer of Jackie's coat was Oleg Cassini, and he claimed that when he sketched the original design, he included the hat in the drawing. However, it is definitely a fact that Halston made it. Therefore, as I am all about attributing the hat to the makers, I'm calling it.
That's a Halston.
If you'd like to know more about Halston, there is a documentary film called Halston, released in 2019 that you can watch. There's also a Netflix series of the same name. And now, let's talk colour. In the past, many headlines have graced the front pages claiming that this time so-and-so was channeling Jackie Kennedy at such and such event. However, what is really disappointing is when a headline appears everywhere and is then copied and copied and copied without being fact-checked. In this case, I am most offended by this. Melania Trump channels Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis in Inauguration Day fashion. The offending outfit, the Ralph Lauren powder blue cashmere jacket. And we even get a picture of the two first ladies side by side in their blue jackets. No, definitely not channeling Jackie, as Jackie wore beige, as is evident if you look at her actual jacket in the collection of the JFK Library and Museum. However, I can understand the mistake, even though it's caused by a lack of fact-checking. In photos of the day, the ensemble does indeed appear to be blue. This is a trick of the light. Remember that blue, black or white and gold dress debacle from 2015? This is essentially the same trick. And that's all there is to it. Just remember, beige, not blue.
Let's pick some clothes. I like to stick to the rule that the correct underwear will make dresses fit better. So as I'm trying on vintage dresses, I'm wearing this silk slip, girdle and bullet bra. I definitely wouldn't go for a fit and flare dress with such a hat. As we're in the early 60s, sheath dresses are becoming all the rage. The obvious choice is this vintage dress and jacket set, featuring a collar and big buttons. Here are some other outfit choices that I have. The hat I made has a warm pinkish hue, so maybe I can wear it with some pink and purple tweed. I realise it's not quite the right decade though, as this jacket does have a zipper front. Perhaps we could try it with this blue 60s dress. It has a nice collar and a peplum straight skirt, but it's not my favourite dress. It's made out of a linen viscose and so it creases very easily. This green sheath dress is one that I've made myself. It's the Vintage Vogue 1137 pattern from 1951. The fabric is a thick viscose crepe. The original dress pattern number was 595. I quite like this option. It's a strong contender. And just for fun, a modern yellow summer dress. Don't forget to accessorize with your cat. Although, if you're trying to dress like Jackie, I don't know if she was a cat person or a dog person. Going back to my point about correct underwear, this dress and the previous one are both modern, so they don't look too great with the slip and bullet bra underneath, as you can see with all those creases. We've strayed far enough away from Jackie, so to bring us back, I'm going to stick with my brown vintage dress and jacket set. It's the closest thing I have to Jackie's coat. I realise it's really not that close at all, but what can you do? If you can, find a jacket with big buttons or at least something with a collar. You'll need a vintage handbag, which, if you have one, will last you much longer than a modern one, as the quality is far more superior. And some classic mid-heel pumps, which I don't have in brown or beige, so I'm opting for some fake snakeskin buckle peep toe things. You could also consider gloves, but I don't have the matching shoes for these white ones, so I'm leaving them at home. Here's the most important tip: wear the pillbox straight on, none of this angled nonsense. I'm making sure the comb is gripping into a section of hair that's going across my head, not straight back down. Don't forget your lipstick. Use a moisturiser underneath and always use a lip liner. This will stop the lipstick from bleeding into the creases at your lip outline. I've opted for a rose colour today, but a brighter red wouldn't be amiss here. Despite Jackie's otherwise minimal makeup, she loved to match lipstick colours to her bright dresses. Now, I don't know if Jackie did this, but this is what I do. I like to use my lipstick as a blush. This means that I can have fewer items in my makeup drawer and that my complexion is always well matched. The last items from the toilette are powder and perfume. Please note, I'm wearing fake plastic pearls. If you have real ones, you don't want the perfume to come into contact with them as they will start to deteriorate. I think the pearls are a little overkill here, so I'm going to take them off. I'll justify this by reminding you all that Chanel said, before you leave the house, look in the mirror and take one thing off. And now you're ready to wave at the crowds.